Corporate profits are at an all-time high in this country.
They spent thousands of dollars on tractors, combines, and the like, but for years, John Deere manufacturers told farmers they didn't have the right to make their own repairs on their purchases.
In the heartlands of America, a quiet rebellion is taking shape. It's not in the streets, and it's not led by politicians or tech activists. This fight is coming from the fields, where hardworking farmers, the backbone of the nation, are standing up and saying enough is enough, and hitting back at John Deere.
It is a problem that's been plaguing America's farmers. The tractors, planters, and other gear they rely on can sometimes break down. But in many cases, they're not able or even permitted to make repairs.
For decades, farmers assumed that when they paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for tractors, they truly owned them. But as technology advanced, so did corporate control. John Deere, the giant of the agricultural machinery world, introduced digital locks and proprietary software, effectively preventing farmers from repairing their own equipment. Suddenly, what was once a simple fix turned into an expensive and time-consuming ordeal.
The Federal Trade Commission, along with Illinois and Minnesota, claim Deere prevents farmers from being able to repair their own equipment or use independent shops.
And farmers aren't the only ones affected. This same issue exists across industries: cars, smartphones, medical devices, and even household appliances. The right to repair movement, once a niche advocacy effort, has now become a nationwide push for consumer rights. The battle that started in America's farms could very well change how every company does business. The problem is simple. When you buy something, you expect to own it outright. If it breaks, you should have the ability to fix it. But modern corporations have rewritten the rules. John Deere tractors, like many modern machines, are embedded with software that controls nearly every function. When something breaks, farmers can't simply pop the hood and fix it like they used to. Instead, they are forced to go to an authorized dealer, often waiting days or weeks and paying exorbitant fees for what should be a simple repair.
John Deere has been a very reluctant participant in the right to repair movement.
A farmer in Nebraska, for example, recently shared his story. His tractor shut down in the middle of planting season, one of the worst possible times for a breakdown. The fix? A small sensor needed to be reset, but because the software was locked, he couldn't do it himself. Instead, he had to call a John Deere technician, wait 3 days, and pay $3,000 for something that should have taken minutes and cost nothing. This isn't just frustrating, it's devastating. Farming is a time-sensitive business. Missing even a few days during planting or harvest can lead to massive losses. And it's not just farmers feeling the pain. The same situation is playing out with car manufacturers, phone makers, and even medical device companies.
Without access giving them a chance to fix it themselves, a farmer can wait days, even weeks, for a service call.
But here's where the story takes a turn. Farmers are not the kind of people to sit back and accept bad deals. They are resourceful, independent, and used to fixing things themselves. So, instead of giving in, they started fighting back.
But if the software glitches and the equipment shuts down, only a dealer's repairman has the codes to diagnose the problem.
Their battle has gained so much attention that it is now sparking change across multiple industries. What started as a niche issue has exploded into a national conversation, with the right to repair movement gaining momentum like never before. Farmers have become the driving force behind the push, leading the charge in several key ways. Some farmers have resorted to hacking their own tractors, using software from Ukrainian hackers to override John Deere's digital locks. This workaround allows them to make repairs without corporate interference, proving that when companies refuse to give consumers control over their own property, people will find ways to take it back.
When you're harvesting, you're driving a tractor like this and it stops, and it takes you 3 days, 5 days, 10 days to get service. What does that mean to a farmer?
Well, it means you could lose your whole crop.
At the same time, farmers and consumer right advocates are pushing for new laws to protect their right to repair. In several states, these efforts have led to the successful passage of right to repair laws, which force manufacturers to provide repair manuals, tools, and software to the public. These laws are a major step towards ensuring that customers, not corporations, have control over the products they buy. Others are exploring open source equipment as a long-term solution. Instead of relying on big manufacturers, some farmers are investing in machines they can freely modify and repair, giving them complete independence from restrictive corporate policies. The fight is already getting results. Under growing pressure, John Deere has made some concessions, agreeing to give farmers access to more repair tools. However, many believe it's too little too late. The movement has already shifted towards finding real alternatives, and if John Deere doesn't adapt quickly, they may soon find themselves left behind.
I mean, look at the size of this machine. If I had to haul this thing 100 miles every time something went wrong with it, it'd cost a fortune. I mean, just to get it on a truck is $1,000.
The bottom line? Companies have found a way to keep customers dependent on them forever. By restricting access to repair software and require customers to use their services, companies like John Deere have built a monopoly on repairs. With no competition, they can charge whatever they want. A study by the Public Interest Research Group, or PIRG, found that Americans collectively spend $40 billion a year on unnecessary repairs due to restrictive policies. A broken iPhone screen that could be replaced for $50 instead costs $300 at an authorized dealer. A car software update, which should be free, comes bundled with an expensive service fee. The reality is that manufacturers aren't just selling products anymore, they're selling control. And customers are starting to realize that they don't really own the things they buy.
Deere called the lawsuit meritless, saying the complaint is based on flagrant misrepresentations of the facts and fatally flawed legal theories, and it punishes innovation and pro-competitive product design.
One of the most exciting developments to emerge from this movement is open source farming technology. Instead of being tied to big corporations, farmers are now investing in machines and software that are fully open and repairable, giving them complete control over their equipment. A key player in this shift is Mag Open GPS, which offers open source precision agricultural software. This technology allows farmers to bypass John Deere's lockdown systems, providing them with greater flexibility and independence. With access to open source alternatives, farmers no longer have to rely on proprietary software that limits their ability to repair or modify their own machinery. At the same time, independent manufacturers are stepping in to develop repair-friendly tractors that come without restrictive software. These machines are designed to be easily maintained and upgraded, empowering farmers to fix their equipment on their own terms without expensive service fees or delays.
We could fix these equipments ourselves. We know how to fix this.
Beyond purchasing alternative equipment, some farmers are exploring the idea of forming cooperatives to manufacture their own machinery. By working together, they could create and distribute farm equipment that is built with repairability in mind, completely cutting out major corporations like John Deere from the equation. If this movement continues to gain momentum, John Deere could soon find itself facing a new kind of competition, one that doesn't play by the old rules. Instead of being forced into restrictive service agreements, farmers are taking matters into their own hands, reshaping the future of agricultural technology.
For decades, Deere has unlawfully limited the ability of farmers and independent repairers to fix Deere equipment, instead forcing farmers to rely on Deere's network of authorized dealers to make necessary repairs.
Before we go on, here's a treat for you. If you're tired of corporations controlling everything, make sure to subscribe to this channel.
John Deere has been a very reluctant participant in the right to repair movement, and now Senator Elizabeth Warren says not only is the tractor giant violating repair rights, it could be violating the Clean Air Act.
What started with tractors is now expanding to smartphones, cars, and even medical devices. Consumers are waking up to the fact that they are being locked out of their own purchases, and they are demanding change. Right to repair laws are gaining momentum across the US and Europe. If enough states pass legislation, companies like John Deere, Apple, and Tesla will have no choice but to change their business model. The fight isn't over, but the momentum is undeniable. Farmers have shown that when people stand up against corporate overreach, change is possible. The question is, will the rest of us join them?
And you think, really, what is my purpose here? Am I just to be some machine for some corporation to make money off of?
As more people recognize the illusion of ownership, the harder it will be for companies to justify their restrictive practices. If farmers can force a giant like John Deere to back down, what's stopping the rest of us from demanding the same rights for our cars, phones, and appliances? The right to repair movement is no longer just about tractors. It's about taking back control. And if history has shown us anything, it's that when people fight for their rights, they win. Share your answers in the comments below. Thank you for watching.